Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Seven Shepherds Farm. On today's video, we're going to move these sheep out of this large 80-acre paddock. They've been in here for a week now, right at a week, and so that's a lot longer than they would normally stay in a paddock. We've been pushing them kind of hard the last couple of weeks just because we've been really busy with a last-minute vacation and school stuff, so we've kind of been pushing them a little harder than we normally would, but we're back on track and we're going to move them down to a new paddock this morning, so follow along as we try to get all these sheep out of this 80-acre paddock. We'll try to show you some of the new lambs that have been being born. We've been really having a lot of new babies in the last couple of days too, so hopefully they follow right along like they have been. But all right, well, follow us for a big move today. Okay, naturally they were like as far back in this paddock as they could be. They were completely on the opposite end of the line fence. So they're gonna have a little walk this morning to the gate. But that's all right. It's a really nice, cool morning here in Missouri. So they'll get their exercise in and then they'll be ready to chill and eat. Got Eli back there. He was on the side of the paddock with me. Jake and Max went to the other side of the paddock to kind of push anything that was on that side. So hopefully we'll all kind of meet up here at the opening for them to all kind of file on through together. All right, we made it here to the opening. Dogs are right here. This is where we want the sheep to go. Here they come. I'm gonna come stand over here so I can get a better view for you guys. As soon as that first one finds it, they'll file on down there. There they go. This is going to be a really long, slow move just because they're all stretched out across this ridge here, but take a good look at them while they run through anyway. We went to a sale at Olean Sale Barn in Olean. It's close to Eldon, Missouri, last week, just to kind of observe what sheep prices were bringing. And it's kind of crazy, between $3 and $4 a pound already on these 60-pound lambs. So I think the prices by winter, whenever we normally sell, will be really good this year. We hope they keep going up. So it was kind of impressive to see what prices are bringing already here in mid-August. Sheep market's looking really good right now. These little ewe lambs from this spring are growing so big. This little spotted one here is one of our ewe lambs from this spring. So they are just growing really nicely. Happy to see that. We don't have any more ram lambs out here. They're all in that feed barn, so any smaller one you see with a white square tag, those are new ones from spring. Here's a little fall lamb right here. They're growing nicely too. We're not sure how many of those fall lambs we have yet. Say anywhere between 50 and 100. We really have not given them any attention. Just kind of letting them drop where they will, and they've just followed right along. If you guys ever have any questions about how we rotationally graze our sheep or just our large sheep operation in general, leave us a comment down below. We're happy to answer any questions. I know we've said it in a previous video, but all of these fall lambs that are being born like right now in August, we are not going to keep any of those ewes for our program, just because they'll be kind of off on their breeding. You know, they won't be ready to breed by December whenever we normally breed. So if there's anybody that you know those lambs would line up with your breeding schedule and you're interested in some ewes, leave us a comment down below and we'll get in touch with you. Like I said, I don't know how many we'll have for sale, but we are not going to keep any of those. So those will all be for sale. We'll probably get rid of them about December. Just a slow trickle coming across this hillside, which is all right. There's another little new baby there. Okay, I ran back and got the rest of them. The guys were pushing these up still, so they just kind of got separated from the pack, or they came up from the other side of this paddock, who knows, but there is quite a lot of sheep left behind me. So I'm glad I went back to find the guys, because we got a whole nother group here to move through. All right, there they go. Look at that little baby right there. Oh, don't want to scare them through the fence here. These are going to move through a little faster because the guys are back there pushing. We had quite a lot of sheep left back there. There's another little baby. Like I said, they are just fitting right in. I could have told you guys this was all 1,000 sheep and you probably would have believed me. There was a lot left back there. But you saw how many we already moved through, so we definitely didn't have them all. Going off that hill there. There's another baby. They're looking fat coming out of this paddock. That's good to see. Guys coming up here. I kind of park our side by side, like right up against the fence here, so that they have some, have something to go around, and we don't have sheep running back along this fence. Kind of gives a little barrier there. Just an idea. Oh, look at that little baby. He was cute. Oh, look at that little one there. He's a fat little guy already. There's that new pup, Foxy. Looks like he got a ride. Oh, that's a girl. That's a little ewe right there. She's a cutie. Hey, Foxy. How's it going, dude? That was a long walk, wasn't it? That was a long walk, wasn't it? Hi. Hey, come here, Foxy. That was a long walk, wasn't it? Did Eli give you a ride? Oh, yes. You got a ride, didn't you? Yeah.
You look all right?
Who? Oh, the sheep? Oh, yeah. Foxy looks fine. Why?
Make sure he's getting enough to eat.
Oh, I think he's getting eaten.
Buddy.
I think he's eating all right. Looks fat to me. He looks tiny. Since he's the only pup.
Yeah, he's quite a bit smaller than that other puppy we have. Since we're moving from the back 80 into, it's basically two different bottom fields down here, so we'll kind of show you what the difference in the forage is down here and maybe see what we have left in this back 80. There's actually a lot of grass left, but the woods, if you look at this woods, that's how the back 80 was, and there's like, there's not hardly a leaf of buckbrush left in the back 80 at this point. It's pretty crazy how much of the woods they cleaned out, which is great, I think. But Max is gonna call Foxy down. But yeah, I actually think they're looking a lot better. I think that heat was getting to them a little bit. It was like 95 degrees there for a week or more, and they were kind of looking a little thin, but I don't think they get out and eat as much, when it's that hot. But now we're in the mid 80s the last couple days, and they've really filled back out, I think. Plus taking all them ram lambs off of them 2 weeks ago, I'm sure that's got to be helping some. But we got a couple more sheep coming, but I think we pretty well got them all. We'll make another round in here. Like I said, look for sheep, kind of show you what forage is left over, and then show you what they're going into right now. Okay, we just want to give you guys, show you what the sheep ate out of this back 80 paddock. Like I said, they're actually in here for a week. We leave them in here for a little bit longer because it's such a big paddock. Well, they completely stripped the woods, everything they can reach. So any of these leaves, they really couldn't reach anything up above. But like, look at all the buckbrush. There's a couple leaves left, but not much. And before they were in here, this was so thick, you weren't ever gonna walk through it. It was terribly thick in here. You couldn't get through it. And now, I could actually just walk right through it, no problemo. But seems like, I'm actually surprised they ate so much buckbrush. But then even like your multiple rose bushes, they're still eating those. One of the only things I've seen that they kind of didn't really like was the blackberries at this point, but they're so over mature. I think that's why they're kind of staying away from those if they can. But the woods, I really like when they clean this woods out, just because all it is wasted forage otherwise. But the sheep will come in here and get it, which is nice. We still have a ton of grass out there, so I actually preferred to eat all the junk in the woods over. We'll show you what the grass still looks like. Native warm season grasses. So this is mainly big blue stem and Indian grass in this paddock. Yeah, any of the fescue that's down, there is a lot of fescue down below. You can't really tell right now because a lot of it's dormant since it's been so hot. But whenever the warm season grass gets eaten off finally or gets knocked down, the fescue comes right back. So that part will be really good for the winter stockpile. But yeah, you can tell what they preferred. They ate the woods off first, it seemed like, and then they came out here and they ate a fair amount of the warm season grasses, but it is getting over mature as well. Most of it has a seed head on it. So, you know, they ate what they wanted out of it, and that was it. There's still a ton of it out here. They definitely weren't hungry. You know, a lot of people probably would have left them in here another week and they would have been just fine. But we like to move them. A week's about as long as we'll ever let them move or let them sit in one paddock. But so we'll go show you what the next paddock looks like. It's actually totally different. So we don't have really any warm season grasses in our bottom fields. So we'll go show you what they're going to be into right now. All right, so we're out here in the paddock we just moved the sheep into. And it's really completely different forage. We're looking at mainly white clover, and there's some red clover coming on. And then we got plenty of foxtail, actually lots of foxtail out here. A little bit of ragweed, but nothing like we saw in the previous paddock. Just more short. They're gonna eat that all up. Got plenty of weeds, but the forage is basically not even half as high in here as what we were looking at in the back 80. Well, the back 80 is all mainly warm season grasses, which is why it's 8 feet tall. But this here, we have more, you know, leafy forage basically for them to eat. So actually, I think the sheep they're probably gonna eat this grass better than what they did in the back 80. We'll see what they do to the woods. The woods, it's similar as far as what's in it, is what was in the back 80 there. So they'll probably, you know, do the same thing. They'll probably strip that woods as well. But I expect them to see them out here more than what I did, just eating grass, than what I did in the back 80. Just more their height, and they can get around. And I think they'll like this grass better, really, this time of year. So we'll show you kind of here in a few days. It'll probably be 4 or 5 days before we move them out of here. We'll just keep an eye on the forage, and then we will show you what it looks like once they're out of here as well. But they definitely have, yeah, there's definitely more low-lying plants in this one. A lot more clover. So I think they'll like it. They're all on the other side, so we'll make a little run through here and kind of show you what everybody's up to. All right, well, thanks for watching. And if anybody has any questions about forage or whatever the sheep want to eat this time of year, or any other kind of questions, just leave them in the comments. Thanks.